all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning and happy Monday to you. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 13th of April. Let's start with the biggest news story globally. The world's top oil producers have pulled off a historic deal to cut global petroleum production by about a tenth. That puts an end to the devastating price war between Saudi Arabia and Russia that nearly brought the energy industry to its knees. Prices of crude pushed higher after a volatile start to the session. In the backdrop of the coronavirus pandemic globally, investors were trying to gauge whether the cut in production would be sufficient given the massive glut in supply. Brent crude was trading higher by about 3% last I checked, at $32.7 to the barrel. Now, the bottom line of the deal is that the OPEC Plus will cut production by 9.7 million barrels a day, just below the initial proposal of 10 million. For more details on how that deal was reached, do look up the story on the website bloombergquint.com. Now, here's the latest on the coronavirus situation here in India. The number of infected have risen to over 8,000, despite the ongoing lockdown that's meant to curb the spread of the highly infectious pathogen. The country added 918 fresh cases of COVID-19 yesterday, taking the total tally to 8,447, according to the Health Ministry's update as of 5 p.m. This includes 273 deaths and 765 people who have recovered. Several chief ministers have recommended a 2-week extension to the lockdown at their meeting with the Prime Minister on Saturday, while the central government statement says nothing about extending the shutdown that's set to end tomorrow. 5 states, that's Odisha, Punjab, Maharashtra, West Bengal and Telangana, have all extended it in their regions, either across the state or in a graded fashion. In Mumbai, there are more infections in the highly populated Dharavi area. 15 new cases were reported yesterday, of which 9 are quarantined at the Rajiv Gandhi Sports Complex. Internationally, in the US, New York State, which is the epicenter of the outbreak there, had 758 deaths yesterday, down from 783 the day before. And meanwhile, in the UK, it became the 5th country to record more than 10,000 deaths from the coronavirus. Globally, the virus has infected more than 1.8 million people and killed over 110,000. The good news is that the vaccine against the coronavirus could be ready by September, according to a scientist leading one of Britain's most advanced teams. Sarah Gilbert, who is Professor of Vaccinology at Oxford University, told The Times on Saturday that she is 80% confident that the vaccine would work and could be ready by September. Experts have warned the public that vaccines typically take years to develop, and one for the coronavirus could take between 12 to 18 months at best. So let's hope for the best. In major corporate news back home, the People's Bank of China has raised its holding in India's biggest mortgage lender, that's HDFC, to more than 1%. The holding of China's central bank in HDFC rose to 1.01% as of March, according to the latest shareholding disclosed by the Mumbai-based lender on the BSE. The PBOC held about 1.74 crore shares at the end of March. In international markets, the 2 early risers out of the 3 that are trading in the Asia-Pacific region have started in the red, with the Nikkei 225 down about 0.7% last I checked. And with that, it's over to Agam Vakil for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Agam. Happy Monday to you. How are we looking at the start of the week?
Good morning, Alex, and good morning, listeners. Well, there have been plenty of stocks which have come in news over the long weekend, but I'm going to start off with the SGX Nifty futures. Taking cues from other Asian markets this morning, the SGX Nifty trades largely flattish, marginally in the red. We have a quarterly update from Godrej Consumer Products, where the company has suggested it expects a high-teen revenue decline in the fourth quarter. While the months of January and February, like many other companies, were steady, the company did see a very sharp drop in sales in the month of March, and that is likely to have impacted the entire quarter this time around. Next up, we have Zee Entertainment, where the board will invest about 522 crores in Sugarbox over a period of time. According to a release on the exchanges, the company has acquired 80% stake in Sugarbox back in 2017. Sugarbox operates in telecommunications industry and is engaged in providing hyperlocal content distribution services. We have Dr. Reddy's Laboratories in focus, which has received an establishment inspection report from US FDA from its API manufacturing facility in Telangana, indicating closure of the audit and the inspection classification of this facility. IDFC First Bank in its March quarter update says CASA deposits grew 28% to a little over 20,000 crores quarter on quarter, and retail assets were up 32%, and wholesale funded assets were, on the other hand, down 29%. Kotak Mahindra Bank's top leadership team has decided to take a 15% salary cut for fiscal 21, and Uday Kotak has opted to forego his salary for the year and will receive only 1 rupee as payment. Next up, we have India Grid Trust, where the board has approved acquisition of Gurgaon Palwal Transmission from Sterlite Power for up to 1,080 crores. The trust's AUM is expected to grow by 9% to around 13,300 crores, and the board has approved the amendment of trust deed to enable the trust's foray into solar energy. VST Tillers and Tractors has come out with its volumes numbers for the month of March, and not looking very encouraging, honestly, considering they've seen a decline of 59%, and tractor sales, of course, were down around 61%. Onmobile Global has approved a buyback of 18.28% at 28 rupees per share. And finally, coming down to the futures and options space, NSE will discontinue derivatives contracts of the Nifty IT index. The last trading date for weekly contracts will be June 4th, and for the monthly contracts will be June 25th. Now, these are just some of the stocks and sectors that will be in focus in today's day of trade, but don't forget to go through our morning edition of All You Need to Know only on BloombergQuint.com.
Thanks, Agam. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Stay home and stay safe.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladiti Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.